Hello,
Whoops.
hello. I'm like, I see myself.
I could have swore I hit mine too. Oh, well.
I'm like,
Oh,
where
well.
did Paul go?
I'm here, I promise. So, hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hope everybody's doing a great job. I was the only one that didn't have issues so far. Krista, she came on. I could hear her fine. She couldn't hear me. We finally got that fixed. She is down in Springfield. Hang on a second. There we go. She is
That's
down
better.
in Springfield, Missouri at Pythian Castle.
I am.
I was supposed to be there and I have to work. So
Yeah, darn work gets in the way of everything, don't it?
I know. And it's always when these things are planned. But I'll get there. I'll get there for sure. So Krista, how is you haven't even started doing anything yet. You guys just got finished with dinner, right?
Yeah, so we just got through with dinner and we just got here to the Pythian, and our event doesn't start until 8. So we'll start letting people in about 7:30.
Okay.
And it still looks the same as it did. I guess the last time I was here was about 5 years ago.
Awesome.
So this is probably, me and Jeremy, we were talking how many times we've been here, and I'd say I've probably been here about 30 times.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't been there yet. My cousin's son was down there, I think earlier this year. He said it was pretty cool. So
it is. And you know what? If you want me to, I can maybe turn my phone around.
Sure.
Can you see like different things?
Yeah, we can do a quick little tour.
So, I can only do a little bit because they're doing a regular tour too. So I'll walk out here real quick.
That's fine.
They got a regular tour going on here too. So, but this is our Haunted Souls area where we set up. We've got some stuff here, as you guys can see.
Yeah.
So, and then there's this big area here. There's one of the stages. There is another stage. And then I'll walk back here briefly.
Is that room haunted as well?
Oh, yeah, this whole place is. It's crazy. Okay. And then they've got another tour coming in. So there's Terry and Lorne sitting up there. Wave to Paul. You're live on Paul's show.
Hi, guys.
Yeah. Can you see them?
I can see them. They're very small, but I can see them.
There's Lorne and Terry. Okay. So Paul, live on his show. All right. So I can't really take you back there just because the other, they've got something else going on here. But I am going to sneak upstairs, though, and it's very haunted up there. I'm going up there by myself.
Ooh.
Yeah.
While you're making your way upstairs, I'm going to bring Jillie on. We have a fantastic show tonight. Jillie Maria is here. She is going to be doing some readings. Oh, man, she's got it
roped off now. Oh. Well, that's a bummer. Can you see that?
You in the tree.
Hey there.
How you doing, Jillie?
I'm well, thank you. Now that the technical gremlins are gone.
That was really weird. So yeah, thank you for coming back. We certainly always love having you on here. So yeah, glad.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Glad you're here. In case people have,
do you want to see like the tunnel?
Sure, let's go down and see that tunnel real quick.
I'm downstairs by myself. Got all the doors shut. Hold on. I'm going to flip it around, okay? So you guys can see.
So much energy in there. Oh, my goodness. I'm yawning like crazy.
Oh, yeah. This is crazy active in here. The store usually props open. Hold on. I want to get locked in here.
So, Jillie, I kind of get your reaction. I mean, you already off the bat said that you're getting all kinds of energy from there.
Oh, it's hot in here.
Tell us what you're feeling in there too, Jillie.
So here's the tunnel. Can you guys see that down there?
Yep.
Okay. God, do you know how long it's been since I've been down here? Fudge. And I'm by myself. Ooh, it's all wet.
Oh, wow.
It's all wet down here. Ugh. Ugh. I got to change my shoes, guys. Sorry. Do you see that? All the water, standing water.
Yeah.
I do not want to get my hey dudes ruined.
Jillie, what are you sensing from all this?
Can you see some of this stuff, Jillie?
Death.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can see what you're videoing. There's people that have it crossed, and I'm hearing that they don't want they want to stay there because it's known to them. Oh, there's a lot of energy in there.
Yeah, I'm in the basement. I don't think I'm supposed to be down
energy.
here yet.
Wow.
Do you get anything from, let's say, this room here? I know the history of this room over here. Man, I feel somebody.
Here.
What did you say?
Yeah, there's something right on me right now. Do you see that room?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if she picked up anything in there because there's a lot of history in that room as well as this room over here.
Jillie,
I have somebody following me right now, though.
I'm assuming, Jillie,
Jillie, can you tell who's following me? Can you hear me?
It's a man. He's in his 30s. He's
right on me. Yeah, he's right on me. Back up just a little bit. You guys hear footsteps?
I can't.
Do you want me to put energy between you and him?
No, it's okay. He did back up a little bit. No, this place there, honestly, there's nothing on the, demonic side or anything like that. There is one nasty up in the tower, but that's it here. So anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Do your readings.
Actually, it's not, Gary. It's not draining my energy. When I'm yawning, that's just moving energy. So yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay.
Wow, that was cool. I mean, you sensed a lot of stuff down there, Jillie.
Yeah, it's crazy down there. And I'm going to change my shoes, and I'll go in the tunnel. I'll walk through the whole tunnel.
Okay. All right. So, Jillie, how are you doing this fine Saturday evening? We must be on some kind of. Can you hear me, Jillie?
I can hear you.
Okay. How are you doing?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear. I've asked questions and I haven't gotten any. You're freezing up a little bit too.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you're lagging a little bit too.
I think it is a little bit of a lag going on. Yeah. Yeah. So, Jillie, can you kind of tell us where you are, where people can find you? I know some people have asked where they can contact you to get maybe a private reading somewhere, but kind of explain your website. It's been a little while since you've been on here.
Sure. My antiquated website that desperately needs an update is JillieMaria.com. Just my name.com. You can also reach out to me on Facebook. My Facebook name is Jillie Maria. We are about to do a whole revamp, kind of trying to decide which direction to go. So we're kind of in the middle of that. But definitely reach out to me on my website. There's two different ways to contact me there. You can also PM. So that's the best way to reach me if you want a private reading. I did want to do I don't want to call it a contest. I did want to do, thank you, Pam, for posting that. You're awesome as always.
Yes.
I did want to give away readings tonight.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So
one of them is you get to do. So one of them I'm going to choose. I'm just going to kind of parlay the comments and just kind of pick a person. And the other person, Paul, you get to choose.
Oh, I get to choose. And this is a private reading, not on the show. It's going to be one-on-one private reading, right?
You get to choose.
Okay.
Cool.
Interesting. So
yeah.
if someone
in addition to
go ahead.
readings on here,
I think she froze up.
Yeah, she's freezing up again.
I was just going to say, in addition to doing In addition to doing readings on here tonight, which if you're on the live, if you're on here, you give me permission to be in your records, in your Akashic records, in your energy. If you have a question, Paul, I'm not sure how we did this last time to get spotlight questions.
So if you guys, anybody on here in the chat would like any readings, Jillie to do any readings for them, please, in all caps, put that you would like a reading and what you are hoping to communicate with or something like that. I think that's how we did it last time. And I have 3 of them starred already. So just make sure you write that in the chat that I would like a reading from Jillie. And then, I think the last time we did, I'd like to, reach my parents or something like that. I think we did it that way, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jillie's going to pick somebody to get a free reading separate from here. I'm going to pick somebody to get a free reading. So if you want me to pick your name, feel free to send me as much money as you know. I'm kidding. No, but I already have 5 or 6 people ready. So Jillie, if you're ready to go, we can start going.
Yep. And you have me until 7:30. And then I gotta bail because we started letting people in the doors.
Right. And Krista, make sure that you guys all stay safe tonight and everything, and have a blast. And I can't wait to hear what you have to say. So
hopefully we're coming back again in October, I think.
I will be there. Well, I shouldn't say that because I'll probably end up having to work.
Depending on your work schedule.
I know. All right. So right. If I say it, I'll have to work. So I'm not even going to say it. Okay. So the first one we have is the Finchster, Jason Finch. I am curious what's in store for me tonight due to getting fired from my old job at Goodwill Industries. And Jason, I'm sorry that you got fired.
Sorry about that, Jason.
I am sorry to hear that, Jason. However, what I'm hearing is the sky's the limit, and they're showing me a firecracker exploding and sharing with me that the possibility, this opened up possibilities for you. It's a blessing in disguise. They are saying don't wait. They're saying if you want to take 24 to 48 hours and mope and feel sorry for yourself and do whatever you got to do safely, cool. But then update your CV, and really they're encouraging you to get into what you loved about that job and also what you loathed about it, and focus on the things that you loved. And also, you've got some other skills that you didn't use in this job. And they're saying to fully utilize, apply for jobs that fully utilize your entire skill set. And they're saying don't be afraid to dance. And they're saying not literally, but they're making me feel apply to jobs that don't necessarily comport with what you would normally apply to. But they
kind
keep
of out of
repeating,
your
this
comfort
is a blessing in disguise. It sucks. I've been there too. It sucks, but it's also, yes, 100%. This is going to be a boon for you in the best way possible. They're also saying you will not be unemployed for very long. They're also making me feel like you're going to go off on the table.
Good. That's awesome. Jason, definitely keep in touch and make sure that you let us know what all is happening with that. So, and yeah, it's always a good idea never to take the first one right off the bat, right? I mean, just I always thought
they're making me feel like they're going to come in short order, like it's going to be like bing, bing, bing.
Okay, cool.
As far as offers,
cool. All right, so Jason, Krista, do you want one before? Oh, she's talking. Okay, so we have Natalie. I would like a reading. I would love to connect with my grandparents.
So I'm hearing they're really, really proud of you. They're saying unexpected turn, and they're saying the best possible outcome. I'm seeing clapping hands. So they're really, really, really immensely proud of you. They're saying I don't feel like you ever doubted that they loved you, but they're making me feel like what you're doing in life right now may have been something I wouldn't honestly, it's not, excuse me, that's moving some energy. They're making me feel like you thought that there was some sort of like disapproval, or like they would be like, about what you're currently doing. Mm-hmm. Quite the contrary. They're intrigued. They're saying that they could not have done what you're doing or explored that realm of life in their lifetimes because of social norms. They're saying you're a beautiful soul. They're saying that we miss you. They're also saying that they keep clapping. They are clapping and telling me they're really proud of you. And they want you to also know they love you very much. They're also something they're showing me the back of your head, and they're making me feel like there's something that's like a concern or a worry in the back of your head, and they're saying, don't worry about it.
Oh, wow.
It'll all work out.
Cool.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. I know we asked this before on other shows, but when you're doing readings over the internet or whatever, do you find it difficult at all, or just the same as being face to face?
I actually find it easier to do them over online than doing them face to face. Although I will say the exception there is I love reading old buildings. Reading old buildings in person is like the best thing.
I'm in one.
Since
I was just going to say, Krista is at a very old building, and I would love. One thing that I would love to do, if I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to make it to our Crossing Realms conference, September 19th and 20th in Richmond, Missouri. By the way, get your tickets on Eventbrite. I would love to walk through a haunted location with you. She is having trouble.
Oh, we lost her. There she is. She's back.
Okay. So, if I would love to someday be able to walk through an old haunted location with you someday and just kind of hear what you are picking up from that location. Jillie. Yeah. She's froze again.
Same. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. I think hopefully we're going to be okay, because you keep freezing a little bit here. So we're going to keep going on.
I honestly, I haven't gotten. Oh,
okay.
I lose you?
Yeah.
You're back. You're froze.
Might need to hop out, and then see if she can hop back in, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That might help it.
Yeah, try that real quick, and we'll still be here. We'll still be here.
Do you want me to reboot? Do you want me to go back and reboot entirely? Do you want me to reboot?
Yeah, just come.
Yeah, go out. That.
Yeah, go out completely and then come right back in.
Yeah.
And then we'll still be here for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I do have others starred. We have about 6 so far. So again, if you guys want to have a reading from Jillie, and like I said, she's going to pick one person from the chat. I'm going to pick one. I think I already know who I'm going to pick to have a free reading. So make sure that you get those in all caps that you would like to have a reading. While we are waiting for Jillie, and we have 9 minutes left with Krista. You want to
I'll
walk
stay
us
till
around?
she gets back. I'm not going to leave you by yourself.
Okay. Thank you. Can you walk us around a little bit more, or tell us a little bit about Pythian?
I can't quite now
Okay.
because there's another tour going on, and we've got the upstairs blocked off right now. But it's a Pythian castle. It was owned by Knights of the Pythian, so there was one side of the castle held women and girls. The other side was the boys' side. And so even there's a couple different sets of steps even that one side the girls used, the other side the boys used. And so here I showed, let me see, it's the upstairs one that I want to show you, but I can't go up there yet.
Yeah.
But here's one of the stages. Can y'all see that?
Yep.
One of them. And then there's a really nice room, open area. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I'm trying to show you guys some of the room that I'm in. But yeah, here's the stage again. And so so what's really interesting here is that back in the day, like Bob Hope, you know, like some of the older folks that are on here watching might remember who he is, Bob Hope, Groucho Marx, they all performed here.
Really?
Yeah, sure did.
Wow.
It was in the upstairs stage. Yes.
So you know, there's a chance that some of their energy can be
could be
there.
Yeah.
That is
any of the you know, like the big band days, you know, all that was done here. It was the elites at one point.
Wow.
Yeah, and I tried to go up to the backstage dressing rooms back there, but that's the one that was roped off, and that's crazy active. I really always like sitting up there by myself, and I was going to go up there and do your show from up there, but I'll have to find out if I can go up there.
Roped off.
I know,
That's
right?
Cool.
Yeah. So anyway, but this place is full of history. It's a beautiful building, and I mean, honestly, like the owner Tamara, she's done so much to it, and you know, it's back. It's just a piece of time, piece of history.
Yeah.
So,
now, are you? I know you're going to be on BMR. Are you going to go live on Blondes and Booze later on tonight too?
I might, if after BMR show.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, guys, make sure that you have your notifications on for Blondes and Booze, and get those updates, and you can watch Krista later on tonight, hopefully.
Yeah.
And we got Jillie back. Can you hear us okay,
and it
Jillie?
looks better. Yes.
Yeah. All right. On with Jillie here. Okay, so the next one, Kara Cage. I would like a reading. I would like to connect with my father.
Okay. I keep hearing the word strict. And I keep seeing praying hands. And I keep hearing, I'm sorry, an apology. And he's saying, I would like to apologize to my daughter. He's saying I was an asshole when I was alive.
Wow.
He's saying that it wasn't her fault. That she took a lot of, he's showing me her like Atlas, like the Atlas trying to hold up the world basically, and saying that wasn't her fault, that he couldn't explain it to her. He just keeps saying I'm an asshole, and he's like beating himself up with a stick. He's apologizing. He's asking for her forgiveness. He's also telling me that he drove somebody to bad behavior, and he's saying it's not yours. It was never yours. And he's saying that he hates that she thinks it was her fault. And he is saying, you don't have to forgive me. I love you, and I'm sorry.
Wow.
Wow.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah.
Kara,
Hey, Paul, I'm going to have to hop off of here because the tour is getting ready to walk through here. So, but Jillie, it was good to see you, and you have an open invitation to come to our conference. Yes, and like I said, you have an open invitation to come to the conference, so love to meet you in person.
I will be there.
Awesome.
See you guys.
Awesome. See you, Krista.
Awesome.
Have a good night. Be safe.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So Krista is off to Pythian. She is frozen. Okay. So Kara, let us know in the chat, and anybody that we do readings for. I'll just take her off there. And anybody that we do readings for, let us know if any of this is making sense to you. And judging by we got Natalie backstage. My other co-host, my Tuesday co-host. Natalie, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Jillie, this is Natalie.
Hi, Jillie. You just read me and spot on. 1,000%. I thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm telling you, she is spot on.
I was just like, and you said something about the back of my neck. I've been worried because I'm having issues, a lot of issues. And of course, my mind goes 50 other directions. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Very, very cool.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Also, that's also, Natalie, you were hung in a past life. A lot of us are experiencing things right now. And this 2025 is a really weird year. In terms of bringing up all of our past stuff to basically throw it away and get clear. And I'm getting chills saying it. You were hung in a past life. There's no health issues in this life. There's nothing going to happen bad. It's just giving you the opportunity to clear all the past life stuff and to kind of reset your foundation in such a way that you no longer feel guilty about other people's past sins or your own. You've been holding on to a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with you, and like you couldn't have controlled it. You couldn't have like zigged when you zagged or anything. Like nothing of that couldn't be further from the truth. I'm here. Someone is saying I've seen like a priest giving the sign of the cross and saying, "I hereby grant you absolution." Like just cleared out. It's time to start over.
Wow.
We just had a full moon. I invite you to go. And this is for anybody. The full moon energy is a huge. Full moons are releasing, and new moons are intentions and calling new things in. Use this full moon energy to just flush everything that's not serving you. In particular, beliefs, emotions, guilt, shame, resentment, things you're holding on to. If you're waiting for someone to give you an apology or say they're sorry or whatever, just be done. Because a lot of us are holding on to shit, waiting for someone to say they're sorry or validate us or tell us like, that admit they did wrong or whatever. They don't have the capacity to realize that they did wrong. Never mind to be like, I'm so sorry, please forgive me, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So our invitation is to take the noose off of our neck and quit subconsciously playing victim and just go, you know what? It's time for me to freaking let my hair down and live my best life.
Amen.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
whatever that looks like.
You mentioned the past life, seeing a past life in Natalie. Do you notice past lives in other people? And by the way, Kara said on here, it makes perfect sense. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. Perfect, Kara. Awesome. I'm glad I could support you and I'm glad I could read for you. Here's the thing. I was thinking about this today when I was thinking about, not just doing readings, but I like to serve as well. And I know that giving readings is a service, and I want to say this especially to my empaths. You're not required to have your energy open 24/7. There's this huge thing around in spiritual spaces that like, if you're an empath, you have to blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And especially with the way, especially if you're in the U.S., between Tropical Storm Chantal this last week in North Carolina, zigging when everybody thought she was going to zag, the flooding and all the catastrophe and the horrible sadness in Texas, New Mexico, etc. And not to say the other shit that was going on before July 1 in the world.
Right.
You are not required to be open 24/7. If like I'm in Natalie's energy with her permission, so I can see and sense things, I'm not open 24/7. And when I first came into my gifts, I didn't know any better, and I was. And it's exhausting. You have permission, and in fact, I don't even want to say permission, but you have permission to close your energy. But I want to say that a lot, and you've talked about it on previous shows, where it's like if you go on ghost hunts or you're going somewhere that you know has energy, it's imperative that you, one, lock your energy down, ground yourself, clear yourself, take care of your energy. Your energy is yours and you're a sovereign being. It is imperative. And if you don't know how to do that, please learn it before you go ghost hunting, playing with Ouija boards, playing with crystals, trying to interact with other realms, using any tool, including crystals, that you don't know how to use. Because a lot of people go into things where they have no idea what they're doing. And they're like, oh, this is so exciting. And I'm like, yeah, if you know what the fuck you're doing, pardon my French.
That's one of the things that I don't like, the way they marketed those Ouija boards for kids. I mean, kids don't know what they're doing with those things. A lot of adults don't know what they're doing with those things. That's not a toy.
That part.
Yeah.
That part. And a lot of people just don't understand. Like, and I'm like, there's no tool in particular that I have an issue with. What I have an issue with is like one of my friends got a seance ball about probably 3-4 years ago now.
No.
And she said, hey, can you teach me how to use it? Would you mind? Would you be willing to lead a session? I said, sure. If we're sober, where everybody has to be sober. I said, everybody has to allow me to ground and clear their energy and protect their energy. I get to protect the space and lead it my way because I know what I'm doing.
Right.
And I don't say that from a point of arrogance. I say that from a point of I have made mistakes in the last, my whole life, but in the last 11, 12 years of very, very consciously doing this work. I've made mistakes and I've learned from them, and I've learned how to protect energy and lock energy down and make sure that everyone's protected. Because I've crossed realms. I've crossed realms in broad daylight. I've hopped timelines in broad daylight. And I've hopped timelines while I'm driving my car, which is kind of a creepy thing, weird thing.
Wow.
But
Whoa.
I've done it. Yeah. I've realized it. And I've like been in the space where like, oh my God, I'm driving down the road and I'm realizing that I'm hopping timelines. And it's like, okay, can we not do that while we're driving, please?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, wow, okay.
Oh, my.
Like,
wow.
I can't need to all be here. All we need to be driving the car.
That's crazy scary. That's crazy scary. And I mean, you brought something up before. I mean, we before we go into a haunted location, and the people that are running these things, they always say, you will not go in there if you're under the influence or anything. No drugs, no alcohol, no nothing. That really impairs you, literally, impairs you from, leaves you wide open, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
Yep.
Let's see here. Where did I leave off? Denise. Okay. I'd like to hear from my dad and what is coming for me, please. That is from Denise.
Okay. Your dad's telling knock jokes. He's saying knock knock, who's there? Knock knock, who's there? It's me, your dad. I love you.
Denise, I like your dad.
He's also showing me like peekaboo. He's showing me peekaboo, and he's showing me a little version like you when you were little. And he's playing peekaboo, and he's saying, remember the good times. He's telling me that he died under suspicious circumstances. He's saying not their fault. He is telling you to forgive them. He's saying they did not kill me. He's showing me a hospital bed and some sort of drip. He's saying they did not kill me. He's making me feel like it was his passing was hastened along. I'm having a very heavy heart. He's also showing me like pulling a dagger out of the heart, and he's making me feel like he's saying you have to forgive. He's saying you have to forgive him. And I'm hearing someone else saying you don't have to do anything, but it's like he's saying not responsible. He's making me feel like his death is murky, but he's actually saying it's not murky. He's saying hastened it by an hour or two. Okay, who is that then? What's going on? Who is? Oh, okay. That's fast. That's the first time that's ever happened. That's a first for me. So he's telling me okay. He's saying not your dad, your grandpa. So this is there's a few people in this that are funky. Your dad is coming through. That's an interesting hop. So your grandpa, dad's dad, hopped in to say that. So grandpa apparently. This is a first for me, y'all. So grandpa
Okay, she said grandpa makes sense.
Okay, so grandpa hopped the line to say that. So it sounds like grandpa died under funky circumstances. And he I'm seeing like pushing. So he literally pushed your dad out of the way to have his say.
Wow.
That's a first for me. I've witnessed this with other people, but this is a first for me.
No, I want to talk. You talk.
He's like, dad's like, yeah, I was just an old man. He's like, I love my daughter. She's a great girl. She's doing fantastic things with her life. Your dad is showing me you leaping and flying, and he's saying you have to take the leap of faith. Something is you're hesitating, and he's saying you got to take the leap of faith. It's all going to work out just fine. This is new. But he said the grandpa thing is grandpa's making me feel like he died, but he didn't die of he died of natural causes in real life. But they're making me feel like there was something nefarious that could have gone on there, and it's unclear, and it's been like haunting people in the family. And I'm hearing let it rest, let it die. And I'm hearing everybody's dead surrounding it. There's one person that I feel like maybe like older, like 60s, 70-ish or so. But I'm also like, it's funny because Grandpa is fighting with Dad. And I don't mean like fisticuffs fighting. I mean, the two of them are going back and forth about whether this particular issue matters. And Dad keeps going back to just tell her I love her and that everything's going to be okay. He is saying you have to take the job to get out of here.
Interesting.
Let me know if that makes sense.
Okay. So you said a couple things in there that I have a question about. You said hop the line. When these spirits come to you or whatever comes to you, are they like in line waiting to chat, or are they?
No, not necessarily. I mean, it depends. If I'm in a space where, like a couple years ago, for example, there was a woman that came into the crystal shop that I frequented, and she was looking for selenite, and I was like, "Hey, like, what's going on? What are you trying to do?" Because a lot of times, again, people come into to like metaphysical shops or crystal shops, and they don't really know what the hell they're doing. And long story short, she had, and I may have shared this on a previous show, but long story short, her brother had passed away, and he had owned a house in Oxford, North Carolina that was a, you're welcome, Denise. I'm glad I could support you. There had been a hospital during the Civil War, which was, I'm in North Carolina, and North Carolina, Virginia, that happened a lot. There was a lot of times when the troops would come in from both sides, and they would just commandeer a house and be like, "We're using this as a hospital, deal with it." And she had probably 200 or so dead soldiers from both sides of the lane attached to her, because she was in this house, living in this house, trying to figure out what they were doing with it. Didn't know her butt from a hole in the ground, didn't know any, and that's not uncommon, really. I mean, a lot of people don't know they're dealing with spirits or whatever. She was just dealing with her brother's house that had been built, I think it had built like in the early 1800s, late 1700s. And so she didn't know, she was just coming to kind of try to deal with his estate. And I'm like, yeah, let's clear out all this energy and like send them on their merry way. And so we did that. And she, was very concerned about what she was doing, and, all those things. And I just was like, let's just clear all the energy. And that was like a string. Like, I watched a string of soldiers like leave and leave and leave and leave and leave and leave. And finally was like, "How are you feeling?" And she was like a huge weight and years of pressure has been lifted right off my shoulder. Mm-hmm. And in that case, yes, most of the time, if someone asks for a reading from a specific person, that person will show up. It is very unusual for someone to be like elbowing out of the way.
Like what happened with
That's
Denise.
Really unusual. Yes.
Another question
that is very unusual.
Another question that I had, and this is the first time I've seen you kind of get a little bit emotional on here. Have you ever had a reading for someone where it actually just broke you?
Yes. I have had a couple that have made me emotional. I've had a few that have made me emotional, and usually because they've given people closure that they would not have otherwise had.
Did you guys just hear something?
Yeah.
It sounded like a woman came through. Okay. That was right at 46 minutes. Okay.
I heard her say, yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't understand what she said, but I definitely heard a woman's voice come through. All right. Looks like Mickey heard it. Lily. Okay. So other people heard it. Okay. All right. So let's go on to Pam. I would like a reading. What are my Claire gifts?
Pam, what are your clairs? P.S. We all have clairs. We all have intuition. It's a matter of what you allow to come through. Pam, what are your strongest clairs? I'm hearing clairaudience is your strongest, but you refuse to hear it because it scares you. I'm also hearing clairgust, which is clear tasting, which is you taste things that aren't necessarily there. They're also telling me that you're clairsentient. Clairsentience would be like getting goose flesh or like getting a rolling chill. When you know you're right. They're also like putting a rock in the pit of my stomach. So they're making me feel like you definitely also have gotten that feeling in the pit of your stomach when you're just like, when you know something is wrong or it's a no, like it's something is a hard no for you, you tend to have a feeling in the pit of your stomach. Like it's not like nausea. It's like you just feel like, oh. And they're saying to honor that. They're making me feel like you may be a people pleaser or a recovering people pleaser and you're afraid to say no. And they want to invite you to step into, if it's not a full body, yes, it's a hell no, but thank you. Let me know if that makes sense for you.
I like that. Yeah. Hell no.
Yeah.
If it's not a full body, yes, it's a hell no. And if you're a recovering people pleaser, it can be really, really hard to say no. And, part of the reason why people have a hard time with their intuition is because a lot of times your intuition tells you things that you know, but you don't want to know.
Okay. Very interesting.
Wow.
And, after she does a reading for you, make sure you stick around because you just might be picked to get a free one-on-one reading with Jillie. So don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. All right. I had a question when you were talking before, and I didn't write it down for some reason, and I have no idea what that question was. I wrote the other ones down. It will, yeah. With me, I highly doubt it. It's gone forever. It's kind of swirling around up in here. It ain't coming back.
Okay, well, Paul, just in case if you don't remember it, just remember it by September. I didn't do the thing to buy my vendor spot yet, but I'm going to be there in September. So I will meet you in person, and you can remember it and write it down and post it note, and we'll stick it to your forehead.
I can't wait. I'm gonna walk around with Post-it notes on my forehead all weekend. So if you want to see Paranormal Paul walking around Richmond, Missouri with Post-it notes on his head, make sure you go to Eventbrite to get tickets. Thank you, Jillie. All right. Okay, Val from Southwestern Pennsylvania. I would like a reading. What do I need to know? I feel that someone has a message for me.
I'm hearing that you're in your own way. Grandpa would like you to know. I just heard, oh my God, you can hear me. Yes, I can hear you. Those are always fun. They're always shocked.
Wait, her grandpa said that?
Yes. Oh my God, you can hear me. Yes, I can hear you. He's saying, oh my God, did you just tell her I said that? Yes, I did. He was a jokester. He was very much a jokester. He's saying that you're taking life too seriously. He's showing me a video game joystick and telling you to stop trying to control everything. He's saying he's making me feel like you're like being super. He's showing me a stiff upper lip. He's like doing that face, like a stiff upper lip. He's telling me that you're taking something way too seriously. He's saying we're all gonna die someday, but not right now. He's telling you to he's saying you're trying to force something, and he's telling you to just move on. He's also saying the flood was a good thing. It doesn't feel, he's like, you were not directly impacted, but somebody around you had a flood. And he's saying that he's showing me you. What is this? This is weird. He's showing me you knee deep in water. And this feels metaphorical. This doesn't feel like it's literal. But he's showing me you in knee deep water, and he's showing me like you trying to okay. So he's showing me you like trying to save things that are not yours to save. What do you do for a job?
So she just said, my workmate in West Virginia a few weeks ago got flooded.
Okay. So he's saying that he's making me feel like you're trying to overstep. Like you're trying to fix something that is not yours to fix. Okay. So there's two issues here for you, Val. With the workmate,
she's in medical billing, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay. So, making me feel like the workmate this flood is a come to Jesus for the workmate. Like this is rock bottom for the workmate. And the best thing that you can do is say, how can I support you, as opposed to trying to, it's not your job to rest. Like I'm hearing they are safe. And they're showing me everything that's floating in the water. So they're making me feel like they got flooded. A lot of stuff needed to be, this is like in real life, when you go through a flood or whatever, it is a process to recover physically, to recover from an insurance standpoint, to get your feet back on the ground from a house and all the jazz. I used to do that. Fun fact about me. I used to do personal property losses for like 13 years. And I've seen that side of it in real life. But they're telling me for you that you got to let this person have rock bottom. You got to let this person have rock bottom. You've got to let this person be in tears and be freaked out and basically spin out. They need to have rock bottom. I'm hearing they bounce very quickly when they are allowed to just like freak out and spin out and like totally lose their shit and everything. Like, let them. If you know how to hold space and you can comfortably like let them, oh my God, not where they're abusing you in any way, verbally, emotionally, etc. No. But if you can be in the space like, listen, how can I support you? That is the most important question you can ask, bar none. How can I support you? And either resource the support or do, if you can do what they're asking you for, do it. Mm-hmm. I'm also here to not overextend yourself, because they're making me feel like your people pleaser has been activated and she's freaking out a little bit because this is beyond her knowledge base. And that is okay. Floods and all this jazz is like is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And it's not your job to rebuild anybody's life. It's not your job to do anything that you don't feel comfortable doing. Let me know if that makes sense for you.
Every time I have you on, it's just so very fascinating to me that, how accurate you are with with things. I mean, you did a reading on me, and it was spot on. And I've seen you on your own thing on the Zoom thing that you do on Mondays. I've seen that. It's just amazing how spot on you can be this far away from people.
I mean, it's about energy connection.
Yeah.
It's about energy connection. And one of the things that I want to say to Val is, you know, when people, I mean, I'm in North Carolina, and we are still recovering from Helene in Western North Carolina. And we just had north of me, 3 or 4 counties north of me, had nasty flooding, flash flooding from Chantal. And a lot of people having to, again, like you just said, whole house, having to cut drywall, having to go to the studs, having to do all the things. It is a process. And it doesn't just involve the physical, it also involves grief, it also involves all those things. Your workmate has the opportunity to start over, and it does take a while to see the blessing. And I like people that just went through this in Texas, like I don't need you to see the blessing right now or next week or whatever. It's gonna be a minute.
They will.
But it's also real important to grieve it, and it's important to not let them become codependent. Because that can happen real easily.
Right. I'm looking to see if Val commented. Indeed, it does. So that made sense to her.
Awesome.
Okay. And by the way, my K2 meter is blinking about halfway right now. Kelly Sandiford. I'd like to know how my parents are.
I'm hearing we're great. Thanks for asking. Your grandma's ahead of grandpa.
What does that mean? Grandma's ahead. What does that mean? She's ahead of grandpa.
So what I'm seeing is she's asking about her parents. So when I see parents, and I don't know why I'm calling them grandpa and grandpa, but it's like, do you have children?
Kelly, if you're still around.
Do you have children?
Me?
No, I know you do. No, I'm asking Kelly if she has kids.
Oh.
Her parents are doing great. They're doing great. Thanks for asking. Their energy is like super warm, and someone's baking cookies. Someone always had. Someone loves baking cookies.
She has a son.
I was like, here, have a cookie. Okay, that's where that reference is coming from. Okay. I'm hearing your parents hang out with your son quite a lot. They are very proud grandparents.
So they hang around him while he's in this world. Very protective grandparents.
Correct. Yes, which is actually a pretty normal thing.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty awesome. I know my grandparents like to. Actually, let's back that up. When my son was a little kid, I remember him seeing. My parents were still alive. I remember seeing my wife's dad, who had died right before we got married. I remember my son seeing him a couple times. So I mean, I'm sure that they're watching over him for sure, as with all of us too. Okay, we got little Patty next. I would like to connect.
I would love to connect to my mom.
Oh, wow.
sourpuss? I'm here. She's saying she's making me feel like you've got a bad attitude about something. You're mad about something. Oh no, she's saying when you were little. She's saying when you were little. She's saying she's telling me that she's saying you were a sourpuss when you were little. She's showing me like this little girl, like they're walking around like this. She's saying I love you. She's saying I know you're going through a lot right now. She's saying make a wish on a dandelion. Did you ever consider, little Patty, did you ever consider getting one of those necklaces that has like dandelions in it or like 3 wishes in it?
She had 6 ornery older brothers.
It was a lot. You had a lot growing up. She is saying that you were a punching bag growing up, and she's apologizing for that she didn't keep a better eye on them.
Oh, wow.
She's also saying that she's showing me you. She'd like to apologize. She's saying I apologize for their birth order. She's saying I know that you're angry, and she's actually showing me you washing. She's saying inviting you to wash your hands of the whole ordeal. She's making me feel like you still have a lot of anger. Is that correct? Do you still have a lot of anger? Because I'm all of a sudden, y'all see my fingers going. Yeah, I'm channeling light language with my fingers for Patty right now. She's making me feel like there's some stuff going on. Go ahead, Paul.
So that's not you doing that with your fingers, is it? Or is it?
I mean, I am choosing freely to do it, but I'm channeling light language rather than doing it. Okay. Patty, would you like me to clear you?
And no, never mind.
Because I'm having a lot of sadness underneath the anxiety.
She said yes.
Okay. Patty, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Divine love and light run a sacred light purification for Patty. Create or change it. And I'm sending you light language to your heart space and to your throat to allow you to release all of the anxiety through the breath. Take some deep breaths. Release all this anxiety. Release all the fear. Release the anger. Release the sadness. You are safe in this moment. You are safe. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm going to reground your energy as you release, because this is a lot. This is literally like years worth of anger and sadness and grief, and it's a lot of sadness. I'm also hearing it wasn't safe to feel your emotions growing up. You don't have to hold on for anybody else. It's not your job to be a conduit for anybody else. This is you get to take care of your energy. You get to hold on to you. You get to love on yourself. Keep breathing. Keep letting it go. Let me know how you're feeling in the chat, Patty.
Wow.
I'm also saying you don't have to play small anymore. You're a grown woman. You get to be a grown woman. Let me know how you're feeling.
Much better, thank you. That was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
That was incredible. Now, what does that do to you, Jillie? I know it kind of drains you.
Well, here's the thing is I am pretty good at grounding and protecting my energy so that it doesn't.
Okay.
I mean, I feel it to a certain extent, but it's more of like watching a thunderstorm. It's more of like being on a bridge. A great way that my guides are showing to explain it to you is it's like I'm on a bridge that I know is safe to be on. And I'm watching the water rushing underneath the bridge, but I know that I'm physically safe on the bridge. Like the bridge is not going to suddenly let go, and I'm suddenly going to be like going down the river with the water. No. So it's like I'm safe. I've gotten to the point where I take pretty good care of my energy, and like before I start a call, I clear my energy, I ground myself. I could feel myself like it was a lot of energy for her. So I was regrounding my energy and I was regrounding her energy. But it's not like it was a couple years ago where it would knock me out, where I could feel like, because I've learned to take care of my energy. And I also know that I don't have to like take on her energy. I'm being a conduit for her to release. Big difference between like, I have to go and rescue her. No. Perfect. Beautiful. That's what we want, Patty. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Let yourself keep crying. You're going to know you're done. You've released that when you either the tears dry or you start laughing. Like you start laughing hysterically, like you might be insane. No, you've released all of this. And now you've got to the point of joy where you're giggling. Beautiful.
That's so. You okay, Natalie?
Yeah, that was just emotional. I mean, that was just, I'm reading the comments and I was getting emotional and I'm seeing other people were getting emotional. And that was very like, it was insane. Like to little Patty. Yeah, it is.
You see these people in chat,
Yep.
night after night in different shows and stuff. You get to, you get kind of attached to these people. And, I think a lot of us in chat and on the show are really getting emotional for that too, Patty. That really kind of hit everybody.
Yeah.
And so Patty, this is a safe space. We all respect and love you. So you're good here, Patty. Okay, Mickey G. How do you follow that? Really, I mean, sorry, Mickey, but I would like to know if my daughter visits me and my son Brandon.
Yes, regularly.
So it would be kind of interesting with Mickey, and I didn't know this, Mickey, about you. When we were when I met her at Ray County one time, she was seeing spirits in the hallway right off the bat. We weren't even doing anything, and she was seeing them right off the bat. Would her daughter, if her daughter is visiting Brandon, would Mickey be able to see her?
Not necessarily. Typically not we don't typically see adults typically, let me rephrase that. Adults typically don't see their relatives because they're too close.
Okay.
Little kids will, because they're not in the same, because kids have a whole different thing going on, because kids are in the space where they typically are not kids are unfiltered, so they don't know to like try to block it or see things a certain way or control it or anything like that. So kids basically are, it's like they say about, kids, drunk people, and yoga pants, 3 things that tell the truth. And it's that is the case, where a lot of times little kids are, if you're too close to somebody, they won't necessarily show up for you. Nikki, what happened if you feel like sharing publicly, you can, but your daughter's saying it's not your fault. It wasn't your fault or isn't your fault. And she's asking you to forgive yourself. She's saying there's nothing you could have done about it. She is telling me something was her choice. Something was her choice. And she's also telling me she takes full responsibility for something. And she's showing me, okay, wait, hold on. She's saying I take responsibility for my actions.
She passed away before she was born.
Okay, so she was a miscarriage. So this has been an interesting night, y'all.
A night of firsts for Jillie Maria.
Okay. So is it a grandma or a great grandma? Okay. This is a great great grandma who's saying she takes of your daughter. She's saying that she takes full responsibility for her actions. And that she's sorry.
Great-grandma?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to throw out a question, and if it's a really stupid one, then,
there's no stupid questions.
Only the ones that aren't asked. Could it have been, seeing that it was a great, I think 3 greats or 2 greats, probably not around when the baby was, when Mickey was pregnant.
Correct.
Could it have been something that the grandmother caused the miscarriage?
No.
Okay.
No. She tried to, it feels like she tried to prevent something.
Okay.
I'm hearing too late. I was too late. No, your daughter visits your daughter visits you all the time.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
We have 2 more. We have about 15 minutes, about 14 minutes. So we're doing really good here. 2 more. Paula, I would love to know how my dad is doing, please.
Did Dad golf? You're welcome, Mickey. Was Dad a golfer? Because Dad's saying I'm doing great, and he's showing me golfing. He's saying I'm having the time of my life.
Guess there's golfing in the afterlife.
Oh, there's all the things in the afterlife. It's pretty hilarious sometimes. And here's the thing too, is sometimes they show you things as symbolism.
So her dad didn't, but her uncle did. Maybe her dad's the caddy.
I'm hearing might as well join him. Your uncle is golfing and your dad is joining him. So it's not your dad swinging, it's your uncle. Your dad's just providing hilarious commentary. He's well.
So far, some of the parents that have passed on, I would really like them, I think.
Mm-hmm. They sounded like a lot of fun. Knock jokes, golfing.
Yeah.
I mean, and here's the thing too, is they'll share, interesting personality things with you. And I have to tell you, some of you know that I'm a Red Sox fan. And a couple of...
Yeah, I forgot about that. Now you had to bring that up. Go on.
Sorry, Paul.
Yep, that's fine. Whatever. Go on. Wait a minute. So, are you a Boston Bruins fan? Hockey?
I know. Thanks. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of not, because here's why. I mean, I'm not a Bruins fan, but here's the thing. I didn't become a hockey fan until I moved to North Carolina, because when I first moved to North Carolina, I was 15 minutes from what is now the third renaming since I've been here, Lenovo Center. And so that was where the Hurricanes played. And so I kind of became a hockey fan, because I couldn't follow that little dot they used to have. Like, I can't watch hockey. I would rather watch paint dry than watch hockey on screen.
Oh.
So anyway.
Why do I have you on?
No, I'm not.
Oh, my God. I'm kidding.
So anyway, the point of why I brought that up was back in 2018, it was the first postseason run since my friend Sean had passed away in May of 2018. And I was having a really hard time with the idea that we were going to be in the postseason without Kim here and without Sean here. And I was on a chat thread on Instagram, and no, it was on Facebook. And this guy who had, never met him, don't know him from Adam's House Cat. He would just say, like, hey, it's going to be okay. And he would talk me off the ledge, if you will. And I was debating going to a meetup in 2018 during our World Series run. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to go, and, whatever. And he said, well, there's no napkin math involved. You're in it. It was one of the first games. It was one of the first games in October. I want to say it was for the ALCS. Like, we'd clinched. Mm-hmm. And if you're not familiar with baseball, it's basically where clinching means that you have a spot in the postseason. Yeah. And he said, well, at least there's no napkin math involved. And I stopped in my tracks and I said, wait, how do you know? Explain to me what, and my phone just like went weird and I just got chills. And I said, tell me what napkin math means to you. So this guy tells me what napkin math means to him. And I never publicly talked about, like on social media, I had never talked about, to that point, napkin math. At least not on forums. And I had talked about it with, like, people among my friends or whatever. And I would, say, hey, but not that season, because 2018 was a remarkable season. It was a historic season. It was fantastic. And I said, wait. tell me what you know. Like, tell me about napkin math. Like, what? And so he was telling me like what that means for him. And I'm like, whoa. And he said, why are you like seem shocked? I said, because I was debating on going to a meetup or not. And you just did napkin math. Sean did napkin math. This is my first postseason run without Sean being here. And he's like, I guess you better go to the meetup then.
Wow.
And I was in a space where I was like, thanks for that. So you have no idea. Like, you have no idea what you just did. And I appreciate it. And he was like, you're welcome. Enjoy. Have fun. He's like, Sean would want you to have fun. He's like, you're in the postseason. Wow. You need to go have fun. Wow. And we would go on to win the ALCS, and then we would go on to win we would win the division series, and we would win the championship series, and we would win the whole thing. Wow. And I knew there was a game in there that went until, I want to say 2:57 a.m. And it was like 18 innings long. And thank you, Val. And that's one of those things that you never know, like, who you're going to be assigned to or who you're going to be a guide to. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to be in your gifts. You don't have to be anything extraordinary to say, hey, at least you're not doing napkin math. You know you're in it. And for those of you who want to know what napkin math is.
Yeah, I'm dying to know.
Napkin math was Sean. Okay. So napkin math was what Sean would do. Sean was a statistician. He loved baseball to the core of who he was. He passed away from a brain tumor. Oh. And he had, I'm not going to be able to say the name of it without twisting my tongue, so I won't say it, but he had a brain tumor that when it was diagnosed, he had a 5% chance of living for more than 6 months.
Oh my God.
He lived for 2.5 years. Wow. And he did chemo, he did radiation, they did surgery. They got like 80% of the brain tumor. He had towards the end, I remember I was one of 3 people besides his family that he told that he was stopping everything. He said it's not going to work. It was like February of 18. And he said, it's not going to work. And I have chosen to stop treatment. And you're one of 3 people outside of my family that I'm telling because I trust you to keep it quiet.
Wow.
And he passed in May of 18. And napkin math was what Sean would do when he was trying to show me whether or not, because I'm a bottom of the 9th with 2 outs and 2 strikes girl. I'm the person that believes in the impossible. Mm-hmm. I have seen some crazy comebacks in baseball.
Yep.
I have seen some things that statistically should not have happened. And napkin math was where Sean would write down how many games back we were and like where we were, how many games we had left in the season, and like what he would do math on a napkin essentially to show me where we were and to show me whether we like what the chances were statistically of us getting to the postseason. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Or whether I just needed to go have a drink and bury my tears. And so that was napkin math. And Sean would do it. Did it more than once in our friendship. Met him in 2006, and he would do napkin math. There were some years where the Bobby Valentine year, for those of you who are Red Sox fans and remember that year, sucked. We knew in April that we were not going to have a good season. It's hard to be a baseball fan and play 162 to play 162.
Yep.
Sucks. But yeah, Sean would, that was what napkin math was. And to have someone randomly say, well, you should not do a napkin math, you know you're in, it was like, wait.
That's crazy.
That is.
I
super
looked it
crazy.
up while you were talking. I was like, oh, that's what that is.
Wow.
That's insane.
So Paula had a follow-up with her reading. I would also like to know who or what rearranged my living room wall decor earlier this week. Wasn't me. I got an alibi.
I'm hearing Grandma, and she's like, she's got her hands on her hips, and she's like, I like it better. She's like, it's your house. I like it better this way, but you can switch it back. I just wanted to let you know I was here. She's quite proud of herself.
So Paula, what I'm interested in knowing is, how did it get rearranged? Did they move pictures around,
It
or
was
did
me.
they?
Paul paid me.
Yeah. Okay. We have one more, Amy, and then we're going to pick two people. Jillie's going to pick one, and I'm going to pick somebody to get a free reading. So we have Amy. I hope you're still here in chat, Amy. Am I going to keep seeing things?
Anne is asking, am I going to keep seeing things?
Did I say Amy? I meant Anne.
It's been that kind of night.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
So Paula said, "Laugh my ass off." Yeah, sounds like her. She tore them down. Really? Wow. Very interesting. So Anne's gonna keep seeing things.
Paul, she's also telling me that she's telling me that I don't necessarily know if it's the wall decor, but she's saying that you've had something for 20 years. And she's saying something about getting rid of the bedspread too.
Oh. And if you're in here, hope that you get rid of the bedspread. Amy's here. Amy, you
she's making me feel like she's making also.
She's making you feel like what?
She's making me feel like.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly. She's telling me it's time to turn over a new leaf, and she's making me feel like it's symbolic of some decisions you need to make. She's showing me like running her hand across the table, clearing everything off the table, and telling you that it's time to like move on, let go, new life, time to chart a new course, breath of fresh air.
Wow.
Cool.
All right. So breath of fresh air for you, Paula. All right. I have no more. So, Jillie, who is your pick, my friend?
My pick is Mickey.
Mickey. Okay. My pick. Who is it going to be? I know exactly who it's going to be. Kara. Kara Carr. No, that's not Carr.
Cool.
I don't remember what her name. Kara. Okay. So I don't if Kara's still in here, I will make sure that she gets to you, Jillie. And Mickey, you're still here. So here is the link to get to Jillie's website. Is that where Mickey can reach you?
Yeah, she just go on there and click on contact me at the bottom.
Okay. And yeah.
And just put in the subject line Paranormal Among Us.
Yep. Thank you very much for doing that, Jillie. That was awesome.
You're most welcome.
It's really great. Thank you.
Yes, you, Mickey.
Oh, me?
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Well, guys, this was fantastic, and I hope everybody didn't have or had plenty of Kleenex to get through this, because it was kind of emotional night. Can we get a few?
You are welcome.
Powerball numbers. No, doesn't work that way.
Does not work that way. It does not work that way.
Mickey, I will send you the link. Mickey, I'll send you the link to get in touch with Jillie. So I think she said that. Carol Cage.
And yes, I will be at the conference.
Yes. Okay. And she will be sticking Post-it notes on my forehead.
I'm bringing them. I'm bringing a whole stack of them.
I might not go. Guys, thank you all so very much. Amy Creel, thank you so much. Thank you for everybody who had the readings. We certainly appreciate it. And it looked like no, we're not getting pink ones, Mickey.
Oh, I'm getting pink ones. Mickey, I'm getting them.
Neon.
Neon pink.
I'm rethinking this show thing now.
Glitter. Feathers.
We're all terrible.
Yeah, you are terrible.
Glitter. All the glitter.
Anyway, this is not dress up the yeah, come on.
But it is.
With nail polish. Like you're a catcher.
How did this turn on me?
Because you're not wearing a tank top. That's why.
Yeah. I didn't get the memo today, I guess.
Yeah, didn't get the memo.
Yeah, but all right, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and getting readings. Thank you so much, Jillie, for coming on here and doing just a fantastic job. I think,
absolutely.
For a baseball Cardinal reference, you hit it out of the park. I'm not going to say Red Sox reference.
Fine. Fine.
All right, Natalie, thanks for coming in. And
fine.
What'd you say?
I said,
what'd you say,
all
Jillie?
my team. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm outnumbered tonight.
Yeah.
Natalie, thank you very much for coming in and picking up for Krista. So, guys, you got Donny here. Well, maybe he started. And then you got BMR tonight. Make sure you keep Blinds and Booze notifications on. Keep checking with them. She might go live tonight from Pythian. Tuesday night, we have Amy Boo, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's my secretary, apparently. I don't remember who we have.
I am.
Anyway, okay.
Right here.
All right, guys. Have a great night. Thank you all for coming in, and we'll see you later.
This is the future. Evolution. This is the future.